Hello, I'm Nicole Garten from Heritage Trust. Today we're talking about something many families face but few expect. What to do when you're forced to negotiate with someone who is volatile, accusatory, or relentlessly difficult, especially during an estate dispute. In this video, I'll share practical strategies for dealing with high conflict personalities in estate situations so you can protect yourself and reach better outcomes. First, let's understand what we mean by a high conflict personality. These are individuals who tend to escalate conflict rather than resolve it. They may blame others, refuse to take responsibility, twist facts, or behave in ways that feel irrational or abusive. In the context of an estate where emotions are already running high, their behavior can derail even the most straightforward process. You may see constant accusations or personal attacks, demands that keep changing, refusal to compromise, threats of legal action or public exposure. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. These dynamics are more common than you might think, and they require a specific approach. One helpful tool is the conflict intensity graph. It shows how estate disputes can escalate when high conflict personalities are involved. At the low end, there's simple disagreement, something that can be resolved with calm conversation. But as conflict escalates, the stakes feel higher. People start seeing the issue as a matter of principle or morality. Eventually, they may feel it's a battle for identity or survival, and that's when things can spiral out of control. Understanding this graph can help you recognize when a conflict is becoming dangerous and why certain strategies won't work once a person has moved into the upper levels of emotional reactivity. One of the hardest truths: you cannot win when you're negotiating with a high conflict personality by using logic, facts, or traditional negotiation tactics. These individuals are not seeking to resolve the issue. They're often seeking validation, power, or revenge. Trying to reason with them can backfire, escalate the situation, or leave you emotionally exhausted. Instead of trying to change their behavior, focus on managing your own responses and protecting the process. One proven strategy is the BIFF Method developed by Bill Eddy. It stands for brief, informative, friendly, and firm. Brief: keep your communication short. Don't give them more material to attack. Informative: stick to the facts. Don't get pulled into emotional bait. Friendly: stay polite and respectful, even when they're not. Firm: be clear about your boundaries and don't waver. Here's a quick example. Instead of saying, "You're wrong and you're making this harder than it needs to be," you might say, "I've reviewed the documents and believe my position is reasonable. Let's move forward as planned." Simple, calm, and effective. When a high conflict person is involved, structure is your friend. This means use written communication where possible. Set clear timelines and deadlines. Involve professionals to act as buffers: lawyers, trust companies, or mediators. If you're the executor or trustee, document everything. Stick to the terms of the will or trust. And don't make exceptions just to keep the peace. It often backfires. At Heritage Trust, we often step in to replace a family member in the executor role when these dynamics are at play. Why? Because as an independent, neutral third party, we can enforce the process without getting drawn into the drama. Finally, know your limits. You're not responsible for someone else's behavior, only your own. If you find yourself constantly anxious, second-guessing, or emotionally drained, it may be time to step back or delegate. This could mean involving a lawyer, asking the court to intervene, or appointing a professional trustee or executor. There's no shame in saying, "The situation is too complex, I need help." In fact, that may be one of the wisest, most protective choices for everyone involved. So let's recap. When dealing with a high conflict personality in an estate dispute, recognize the signs early. Avoid trying to win or reason with them. Use BIFF communication. Create structure and stick to it. Bring in neutral professionals. Protect your peace and your energy. These strategies won't change the person, but they can change the outcome. And that's what matters. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you to feel more prepared for a difficult estate situation, please like and subscribe. And if you're in the middle of a conflict like this, know that support is available. Visit us at heritagetrustcompany.ca or book a free consultation to explore your options. I'm Nicole Garten. See you next time.